Welcome back to HJN Season 3, and I'm especially proud to talk about a couple of things that are in fact relative to Friends. I'm not just going to be talking about the famous TV show from way back in the day that somehow is still a thing. I tell you, with the likes of those four iconic actors, the almighty Jennifer Aniston leading the show, and allowing everybody else to look at each other with shock and awe, I really gotta say here, knowing the show and the contrast to real life, that it definitely pertains very well, it really does show people are meant to be together in certain ways. We can bond with each other all sorts of ways possible. Movies, television, games, books, of all sorts. Anything is possible. If you could find the right kind of person to talk about something like Dragon Ball Z, Thomas and Friends, or even your personal vacuum cleaner, or your own studio apartment, oh man, I could tell certain people about this stuff for hours, every single day. All sorts of ways that I can make it possible. But you know, that's the kind of thing that would be a little too easy to elaborate all at once. But the main thing that's brought us together are the things that we might have in common. If we happen to share similar subjects or have some possible lore that we happen to know about, we could surprise the crap out of certain people that we just so happen to meet up with, whether it be at a local coffee shop or a deli or a restaurant or hardware store probably. I mean, some people just don't even know how many times I've gone into the local Best Buy here in Menominee Falls and talked to some of the clerks there. I mean, they might as well be techno geeks of any sorts. Even though I might not be the all-time inclusive person who's responsible for allowing such things like cameras, stereos, microphones, earbuds and headphones, Blu-ray releases of the latest films that we've gotten so far, I could sure tell you that many people in Best Buy have definitely gotten to know me quite well from my already heavily biased knowledge of certain subjects here and there. I have definitely had high-end conversations that were well through the roof and over the wall. So much so, there are times that in Best Buy I've actually been there for hours. I mean, I especially remember one point in 2018 where that exact thing happened. All we wanted to do was to buy some iTunes gift card credit, but $50 worth of iTunes gift card credit was probably something that should have been done a lot quicker, because before I knew it, it was 5 p.m. Just a couple of hours before it was time for me to go to bed for school tomorrow. Oh boy. One could only imagine how big the conversation would have truly been had I not noticed the time ahead of that. And you know what? It was totally worth it. Almost 4 hours I spent in that one Best Buy. I intended to get gift card credit, and that totally transpired into a series of topics and discussions with some of the people that were there. Oh man, they really loved my unprecedented knowledge and untouchable facts that I found of certain things relating to tech, especially with the fact that the new Androids and iPhones were duking it out like a nice night out at WWE. But hey, of all the things I've ever done, I really ought to say, having yourself at least one person to have some agreements with in life, and also to formulate some disagreements in life with, having every statement allows each of us to come together in a unique way. And I could sure tell you, these are things in life that might never truly go away. Even if we try really hard, I bet you that we're probably never going to lose certain things. But we definitely do know one thing. Having our friends as much as possible is probably going to be a bit of a challenge. Every step of the way that we're going to be going through for years to come is certainly going to be a challenge. But it's one that's well worth taking at this point. We've come this far in life, and after almost 4 years since the world itself went into a complete spiral out of control. Oh man. One virus definitely made the planet so much more different today than it probably could have been if it never did existed. If it never did exist, then I'm sure that so many things would not have transpired. Yet at the same time, it does feel like we've already crumbled, even before all this happened. But one can only guess. If a few things were taken out, should the world be a lot better here? Who really knows? But I can definitely tell you one thing. Tomorrow I'm going to have a subject similar to this, but it's going to be more of a polar opposite as opposed to Friends. So, not really going to say any spoilers here, but I could sure tell you it'll be quite a ride for me to discuss here on HGN Season 3. I'll see you guys then until that happens.